Hey everybody, Jordan from Back Society here. Do me a favor and click that subscribe button below and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single episode. Now, back to grinding. All right, welcome back to Back Society. I'm your co-host Jay with my other co-hosts.
S.
And you know the other one.
And C, money.
AP.
So obviously, we had some recent files released. I know else wants to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. 80,000 new pages declassified.
80,000.
Whoa. A lot of this has been declassified, but it's unredacted. That's
Unredacted.
There were still some pretty redacted things in there I saw.
This is what I think. I'm thinking they're getting a lot of pressure from the administration and they're like, yo, all right, we're going to drag this out.
We got to throw them a bone. We got to throw these hogs a bone.
But right now, go on ChatGPT and just spout out just JFK stuff and just keep printing and printing. I mean,
you think it's fake? You think it's all AI generated?
Dude, who has time to first of all, the FBI probably doesn't even
60 years worth of time.
80,000 pages?
Yeah, that's like 60 years of that's like 60 years of investigation of the assassination of a president of the United States.
80,000 pages though? That's long.
Wait. I don't what is your issue here?
I don't think it's fake. I think it's a waste of time because it's like they're like, here's 80,000 pages. Do whatever you want with it. Who has time?
Yeah. They're like overwhelming people with data.
Yeah,
because there ain't nothing there though. There ain't
nothing there. There ain't nothing there. It's like I guess like people are saying, oh, the CIA was following Oswald. That's like the new thing. They were following him to New Mexico. That's
they already knew that.
So it's like, what do you got the 80,000 pages for, dude?
I thought the big revelation was they were surprised how little or how incomplete the profile on Oswald was beforehand.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I honestly don't care. You know what I mean?
Now you don't, because there's no smoking gun, dude. It's because it came out and everybody was like, "This is gay, dude," and then they're like, "All right, there's Epstein." Where's the Epstein? Where's the MLK files?
Going to Epstein after that.
No, here's the thing.
We're done here. We're done here. I didn't see Mossad. I didn't see the CIA cabal.
With JFK, it's obvious that there was more than one shooter, right?
Apparently not in the files.
It's like, what are we?
Everybody's clinging on this one page where it says one guy went home. It was like there was a clique.
That was me.
The CIA.
That was me that sent that.
No, but I saw it all over Twitter.
Oh, you did?
I saw it too.
It's just the one page, and it's just one dude's.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
But people want to cling to the big conspiracy because if they actually released everything unredacted, there's no mystery. It's not fun anymore. And it's like people did 60 years of their own idea, and now they have it just in their face.
If anything, the narrative should be, wow, you guys fucking suck at your jobs.
Right. But
that's the new narrative.
You can't, but I don't think you can give out what people want. It's the same with the Epstein file. You can't give that out.
Well, you can't satisfy. No. You can't satisfy them because everybody's built it up to such a level.
Yep.
You know, people have made money off of shit. Yeah. Well, Epstein's Epstein's different.
Different, yeah.
That's a. But I'm saying on the JFK side.
Yeah, I mean, anybody. All right, you see the video. The Secret Service gets called off. He gets shot multiple times, different angles. I mean, this was 100 years ago, right? I mean, what can we?
Wait, did he get shot multiple times, or was it just there was 2 or 3 gun shots, but there's only one bullet found, right? The magic bullet.
But there was different angles. So he got shot in his throat, and then it magically came this way, and then got shot in the head.
It's the magic bullet theory, is what they call it.
Right. Magic bullet. But we all know just by looking at the film.
What? Right? Yeah, because the first one is like him.
He's going like this.
He goes like this, and then his head goes or whatever. It's like,
and then his wife is grabbing his brains from the back of the.
Dude, that shit's great. No, the crazy thing is, LBJ got sworn in. She was still wearing the same dress that was soaked in his blood, dude.
Yeah.
That shit is
of him being sworn in on the plane. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's right away. They're like, dude.
Yeah.
They're like,
on Air Force One. No. That was him who wanted to do it because actually the lawyers came back and said, "You're president. Like, it's the law." He's like, "No, we're gonna do a swearing-in ceremony right now on the plane," and he wanted Jackie O there. She refused to change.
That's crazy. I didn't.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. LBJ was an interesting guy.
They need to investigate that guy.
They tried to. I mean,
that's what they're saying. This conspiracy is he had JFK killed so he could become the president.
And they were like like him and JFK were like polar opposites. Like the reason that he was really the vice president was to win over the Dixiecrats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there has to be something to be said because sometimes we forget we live like this day-to-day lives, but people really want to be that guy, to be that power, to have that power.
Do you think JD's got that in him? You think JD's got enough to be like, yo, I'm wearing in this?
Nah, dude. After I saw him, with the Zelensky thing, and he was just co-signing Trump. You didn't even apologize. I was like, bro.
Yo, so the Zelensky thing is wild. You didn't think, and then literally at the very beginning of the whole thing, he's like, "Thank you, Mr. President. I really appreciate the American people." And he's like, "You haven't even said a thank you." And Zelensky was like, dude, it was triggering.
To be honest, like I'd be sitting there just like, what the fuck?
But I was like, respect points went down for JD Vance. They should have been like, hey, JD, don't talk.
He's definitely coming off as like a lapdog. You know what I mean?
He's kind of spent his whole career as a lapdog. He's been like pretty much uplifted and built up by other people. It's not like, he wrote a book, but like his whole political career, he was on the coattails of somebody.
But do you think
he was also kind of a hardcore never Trumper at first?
Yeah, I know. He called him Hitler.
Yeah.
He is young, right? He is kind of young.
He's only
38.
He's only a little bit older than us.
He's probably never done anything hard worth doing. And he's probably using Donald Trump as a mentor because I don't know if
that's completely true. He did grow up in like abject poverty. If you ever read like his book and stuff, like it was a pretty harsh childhood.
His mom was a drug addict.
I think JD just doesn't want to ever go back there, no matter the cost.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like his spirit's weak to me. I like that. Like that kind of just showed it. Like
I don't think he was born for this. That's all, he's just a guy who has a lot of ambition. He doesn't want to go back to abject poverty. And he just, when you grow up in that kind of poverty, you're not
calling him a grifter.
I'm not calling him a grifter. I
feel like those are the,
I'm calling him a puppet.
A grifter.
Yeah. I don't know if he's a grifter because to me, grifter is like kind of like they're trying to swindle you out of something. I think he's just an opportunist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'd say that's more appropriate. Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's very well spoken, right?
Extremely well spoken.
He is like, if you want to look at it from a American exceptionalism point of view, he pulled himself up by his bootstraps. He made something of himself. He came out of nothing, became a capital investor. Blah blah blah.
Got a family. He's got a wife.
Yeah, and he won the Senate.
He did.
And now he's the vice fucking president of the United States. He's 38 years old. So, like, there's some success there. But at the end of the day, it's like, how did he achieve the success? That's a different question. And I think the issue with him is I think people view him as a very, I don't want to call him moderate, but they seem to think like, he's like, okay, he's reasonable. Right?
Yeah.
Where Trump is hardcore Trump.
Yeah.
Like JD's the reasonable voice in the room, but now he's starting to kind of pivot to just like whatever the president says, I'm going to back him up 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's also the vice president in the administration. Right. So like you're either on the team or you're off the team. And Trump has
that's
no
how
problem.
it is. That is how it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, where's Pence, right?
Look at Mike Pence. And Mike Pence was very, under the radar during his vice presidency.
He was quiet. He was quiet.
He backed Trump 100% until like the very end,
It's to the very end, which was probably the right move. But I think with JD, how often is the vice president sitting there in all these heads of state meetings? Not very often. It's usually just the president and then the other head of state. They bring JD in because they know he's ready to go. He's ready to fire some bullets and cause some shit.
Yeah.
He's a smart dude. He's a smart dude.
I'm not saying he is a smart dude, but he is kind of a cringe lord, especially in his posting, because he's trying to be Trump a little too hard when it comes to like tweeting and shit. And I don't know, I just find it very inauthentic.
He's just got to find his balance. He's probably so far over, and then once Trump is gone, he'll recede a little bit, and his energy will balance back. Maybe, hopefully, you know what I mean? Like, and he wants to. I'm probably assuming he wants to prove himself that he is the right guy for the job, right?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of doubts, right? He wasn't a big name guy.
Yeah.
He was also like a freshman before he got picked for vice president,
Yeah, he's a freshman senator from Ohio. And I think also at the end of the day, he's like, I think he views himself as like, I'm the future. Like,
he is.
But if I'm going to usher in a new era of republicanism, it's going to be me. I think he's going to take what Trumpism is, and I think he's going to inject a little bit more traditional conservatism in it, but he's going to bring that wasta with him, right?
Yeah.
Because Trump supporters are diehards. They don't give a fuck what happens.
No, they don't care what happens.
Right?
They'll pretend they don't believe in things, but
care.
It's just whatever the leader says, and they'll like turn their back on it immediately.
Yeah. And if he can get that kind of diehardism and he can inject what he believes is like rational conservatism, I think he thinks in the future he could right the ship to be more rational and more what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
To me,
attainable.
To me, that would only happen if the wind is blowing that way. If it's not, I feel like he'll fully embrace just radical Trumpism. It just depends, because like he's an opportunist, and if you get rid of your opportunity by trying to push traditional, which doesn't seem like MAGAs really want that, I just don't see him doing it.
As soon as Trump loses or is out of office, he's gonna endorse JD, and then
I don't think that.
I think, dude, if I had to put a bet right now, I think Marco Rubio is a 2028 presidential nominee.
I have to see.
Isn't that the guy that got into the?
Is he the what?
Fight with Elon? Didn't he get into a fight with Elon?
Allegedly.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, allegedly. He'll never say it publicly, but like, yeah. I mean, he's sex state. He's a He's been a Republican forever, right? Again, another guy who was a never Trumper who came on board, and
I remember, Trump destroyed Marco Rubio in the debates like 10 years ago.
He destroyed everybody in those debates. I mean, like, come on, let's be real here. I mean, and then look at them. They're like, and look, everyone he destroyed is like a lapdog now, which is like impressive, really.
Outside of Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush was like the only one.
He kind of just disappeared, though.
Is he still a senator in Florida?
Jeb?
Or a governor or whatever?
No.
It's so crazy because it's like politics, they talk a certain way, but then when you get in front of business people, like if you ever like how business is conducted, they're always like, it's just business, it's not personal, and they just fire shots after shots after shots with you.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we all know it's fucking personal.
I know.
That's the thing. It's always personal. The reason they feel like they can fire shots at you is because they think of you as a lesser person.
Yeah.
Like that's why, dude.
I mean, like,
always personal.
Look at like when freaking Gates put a put call on Tesla, and Elon freaked out on Twitter over it, like trying to call him a pregnant male looking motherfucker. It's personal.
Yeah, dude. It's always personal.
Did you hear about like all the Tesla drivers got doxxed or something.
Yeah, there's like a site going around with like a doxing of Tesla users, which is fucking crazy, dude. I've never been on the site, so I can't test its veracity, but I don't know.
How are they figuring that out though?
I mean, like, I don't know. Dude, it's within the Tesla dealerships giving out their information, I guess. I mean, they keep that, right?
I'm pretty sure it's either or it's gotta be like the other side of the party.
It's Iran.
No. Here's my.
It's Iran.
No, dude. No, here it is. Here's
it's definitely not it's definitely not the Democrats because they are feckless feckless weak people. They would never do anything like that.
The Democrats are done, dude. It's Elon. He's leaking this information. Elon's leaking the information to build a stronger base in the MAGA community.
Well, I agree with that.
I mean, like, it's working.
I agree. Yeah.
Share price is not so much, but
it's. I mean, he's.
You see what these Democrats are doing to Elon?
I mean,
bro, the Democrats suck. They're so bad.
He has been on a victimhood tour right now, Elon. I like how he went on Rogan, the last Rogan episode he went on, and said like the flaw of modern Western civilization is empathy, and then he went on Tweetstorm going like, "Why is everyone so mean to me, guys? Can everyone stop being mean?"
Did you see that weird story about how somebody claimed Marco Rubio claimed he walked into the Oval Office and Trump was sitting on the floor with Elon like on his lap crying about his like companies?
I did see that article that said Elon
I don't know if
cries a lot, but I don't know. I don't take hearsay all that seriously because that is way too good to be true. It's way too good to be true. I'm sorry.
It was a pretty wild thing where like Marco Rubio walked in and Trump was like, "Get out of here."
I wish it was true.
I can't see Trump. I can't see him like what's that word, like cuddling, not curdling.
I don't know. If Elon shovels hundreds of millions of dollars into my coffers, I might comfort him if he's crying. I'm just saying. I'll give him a pat on the back.
I don't really buy it, but when I read it, I was like, man, part of me's like, there's like a 20% chance this is true.
It's too good to be true because Elon's like that much of a bitch. Like, come on, you know me. You know I would be all too happy to be like smiling about it.
Yeah, I know you're anti Elon, anti Tesla, anti
Tesla, SpaceX,
anti.
Yeah.
You like Space Force?
Proudly. I mean, it's a good idea.
That's like Elon's main like military contract.
Okay.
Thingy.
It's still not a bad idea.
Yeah, Space Force is fun.
I was thinking about joining Space Force. You have up to be until 38. You know,
that's like every service.
Better get going. I guess. Isn't it like a subsidiary of like the Air Force or Navy?
It's part of the Air Force.
Okay.
It's like how the Marine Corps is part of the Navy. It's the same concept.
So it's like if I was to join Space Force, I can literally tell you guys more about UFOs, and I think that would be the key.
I don't think that's gonna happen. And if you did learn, I don't think you'd be allowed.
You're misunderstanding what Space Force is, dude.
Yeah, you'll be like, I'll be like, Scott, did you discover any aliens in Space Force? He's like, no, we had to fix a satellite.
Yo, I think it was Space Force. They decided to get rid of PT tests, like physical fitness tests, and they were going to have people wear like smart watches or whatever that would monitor their health or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
It was something interesting, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I do know, like, in order to promote Space Force, they made like this Netflix special with Steve Carell.
They did not make.
Was that? I don't think that was
to humiliate Space Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't to promote him.
It was because people were like, Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Space Force is dumb. But I know some Space Force cats, man, and they do interesting stuff. I'll tell you what, if you want to live out west, join the Space Force. They're mainly in Colorado and California, so
Yeah.
There you go, Scott.
I mean, that's pretty
you
cool.
wanted to be in California.
And I can see Starlink's satellites up close.
Whoa!
Oh,
Holy smokes!
Holy smokes!
time out though. But if you guys saw that, like,
Jordan, can you like import that like video right now?
If you guys saw that, how I saw it, you guys would have said the same thing.
Dude, that was so funny. That was, and we debunked it in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You guys weren't there.
Holy.
Have you guys ever seen anything like that up close and personal?
No, I haven't.
It wasn't up close. It was in the fucking sky, dude. What are you talking about? Up close and personal.
No, you haven't.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you more. I'd give you more credit if you were in a plane and you saw it, and you were like, "I'm about to die."
No, that's
fuck
crazy.
Is that?
Yeah, that would be. What if you were on a plane and then you just saw some weird shaped thing, just near the window?
I would not say holy smokes. That's what I would not say.
A little more explicit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
I would just close the window and be like, sure. Out of sight, out of mind.
Dude, that's
no way.
Wild. It's wild to me.
Yeah, but that was so funny.
I don't know, man. I'm surprised you haven't been like tweeting at Trump to release the alien files.
What alien
files?
They
can't. They can't release UFO stuff. We're in war. We're in war with other countries, bro.
Oh yeah, are we?
We can't.
I thought we were I thought we were in the peace and anti-war term.
Bro, what about they go to war with Iran? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. It's looking like Iran's heating up, baby. I mean, we already bombed.
When he said that, I was like, oh shit.
Dude, that's what they said.
I was promised by MAGA these were the anti-war and peace people.
Hold on. No. Did you hear about the prophecy? Did you hear about the prophecy though?
God, here we go.
What the prophecy? Red cow in Israel?
No, but that's no, but they came to Texas to get the red cow though.
Of course,
did you not hear?
Of course, Texas.
All right, but hold on.
Of course.
All right. So the prophecy is that right? Even though it's close to Easter now, but Easter next year in 2026, right? U.S. is supposed to send a nuke to Iran, and then a UFO is supposed to stop it.
Who made this prophecy?
Yeah.
This guy, he's a guy named Chris Bledsoe. But anyway,
oh my god,
I like how you said his name so fast, so we wouldn't be able to catch that.
He said this was gonna happen 10 years ago in 2012.
Oh, in 2012.
How is this a He said in 2025 or 2026, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Chris Bledsoe. He's that deranged fucking like Christian, right? That like God is coming back any day.
He's the orb guy.
He's the orb guy.
The orb guy. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to believe it. There was
you just put it.
We had like two prophecies that were going to.
You did not want to say his name, by the way. You did not want to say his name. I could tell. So like that prophecy is Chris Bledsoe, but like
oh my god!
You know what? If this is happening, dude, I'll take all your stuff just in case. You know, keep it safe, especially when the rapture happens, because I don't think I'm gonna be floating up.
Have you seen that video where some guy goes to the future or something? He's like, "Oh my god, I was sent here to see what was wrong," and the guy's like, "Oh, dude, everything's great, dude." He's like, "What?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I was sent to like see if like global warming." He's like, "Nah, dude, we fixed all that stuff." He's like, at the end, he's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, the rapture took all those crazy people." He's like, "Yeah, then we figured it all out."
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a funny ass video because you're just like, oh shit, I was not expecting that.
No, it was the rapture,
it's fun.
bro.
Dude, they took all those guys and we're living the best life.
Sometimes you really have to wonder what the world would look like if the rapture did occur and just got rid of all those evangelicals.
It would be pretty good, I would say, right?
Did I send you that music video on John Smith?
Music video? Music video on the Mormon guy?
Yeah, somebody made like a funny song. I'll have to send it to you. Never mind.
Oh my god! So there was this guy. All right, there was this guy on TikTok. I know TikTok is bad because it's from China. But listen, there was this guy. He was in Utah. He was like at BYU college, and he was asking all these girls, right? He was like, "Hey, what if I gave you $10 million or 10 minutes with Jonathan?"
Yeah, they would say that.
Smith, yeah.
And they would all just,
well, John Smith, just so I can learn the real truth.
They always said it. People ask them,
like, not on video,
wild ass questions like, "Would you rather talk to John Smith or make sure the Holocaust never happened?" And they'd always pick John Smith,
Joseph Smith, whatever.
Joseph Smith, whatever. Dum da dum dum
dum. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Don't say that about Joseph Smith. He's from here. He's from America. Okay. Yeah. What? Yeah. Like all that stuff happened here in like Arkansas or something. No, it happened in Utah, right?
No, they moved
all that
to
stuff
Utah
where the angels came down.
That was before that. They were in Missouri or something, right?
Yeah, they were like near the east. They were near the East Coast, but they moved to Utah because of the whole persecution thing. It was supposed to be desert. It was like a
banished to Utah.
Yeah, it was supposed. They were supposed to make a huge society, but then they just got Utah. Like
I just know it happened here in America.
Yeah, everything happened here in America. This was the
I will
lost
say
apostles came here, lost tribes of Israel.
But I heard
they got lucky.
I heard. That's what I heard. So
yeah, I mean, like,
although it is funny that they ended up somewhere with a lake full of salt. So it's cool.
I think isn't that where the super volcano is?
No, that's Yellowstone.
In Yellowstone. That's Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were American, dude. I thought you would have that.
Dude,
I'm American, but
I went to Salt Lake a few years ago. That place was weird.
Map.
Where?
Salt Lake.
Oh, Salt Lake. I mean, I had a good time there,
dude. I went there. I got there in like rush hour, like during a weekday, and it was quiet. It was so quiet. I went to one bar.
I went to
the loudest bar I went to was because there was like a bunch of people from like Alabama there.
I went to a whiskey bar there. It was pretty cool.
They have bars there. I didn't know that.
They got bars.
Yeah, there's this like weird hipster scene in Salt Lake. Because here's the thing with Salt Lake, it's pretty clean. It's pretty safe.
It is clean.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mormons. It's fine, but it's nice. And so they used to be really strict on alcohol, like really strict, right? When I went to the whiskey bar, they're like, up to like a year ago, we used to have these electric pourers in our whiskey, and it would track how much we would pour. Not from a like managerial, like, oh, how much did we spend? It's like it would shut off if you poured too much.
Let me get a double shot.
Beer in the store, you can only buy up to 5%.
Oh my god.
So every beer brand they all make special beer for Utah. Unless you go to a restaurant or like a microbrew, they have to serve food. Then you can have over 5% beer. Or if you know somebody in the military on base, you can buy regular beer.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool.
Did you guys ever hear that? Did you guys ever hear that like FBI agents and CIA agents always recruit Mormons?
Yeah. The Army is a huge Mormon population.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because they don't drink, they don't do drugs.
They're super patriotic.
they're super patriotic, and you can tell them what to do, and they will just follow it.
No, it's not even that. Also, most of them are bilingual.
Oh, really? What's the other language?
Because it depends on where they go to do their missions, right? They all go on mission, and so they learn the language wherever they go.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The largest like linguist, they call it a linguist battalion in the Army, is in Utah. It's a reserve unit.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, no matter
they're usually bi or
place for you, huh?
Yeah, they're usually bi or trilingual. Like all the Mormons, dude. And they're usually super patriotic. Yeah, they don't drink and blah blah blah. But I feel like from the CIA standpoint, I mean, like blackmail's pretty easy. Like this guy's a Mormon. They'd be like, "What? This motherfucker's crazy, dude. How many wives you got, son?" Dude, I was in Utah for a couple weeks, and I started watching Big Love. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
It was like on HBO or whatever, and it's about a Mormon dude who has like 3 wives. He's like a traditionalist or whatever, and so he's got 3 wives. But in regular Mormon society, like polygamy's not like looked fondly upon.
Yeah, you can't do that shit anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a traditionalist or whatever you want to call it. Like this old school Mormon. And so he has 3 wives. And I'm watching, I'm like driving around. I'm like, oh shit, I heard them talk about this town. Oh shit. And I'm like looking and in the show, he's got 3 houses that he's built. But all the backyards are connected.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
His wife lives in a house and he spends like a night in each house. And so I'm like looking in the backyards, like seeing if there's any gaps in the fences and shit. I didn't find it.
Dude, I've been 3 wives.
Dude, that sounds like a pain in the fucking ass.
Exactly.
Have you not seen Big Love?
I've never seen it, but I'm familiar with it.
It's a pretty good show, man. It's a pretty good show.
I'm definitely familiar with the Mormons' traditional polygamy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a really interesting thing because like fundamentalist. That's the word I was looking for. He's like a fundamentalist.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of goes to war with like the real fundamentalists. It's a whole thing, man. You gotta watch the show.
He goes to war with like him and his 3 wives, maybe the fucking 18 kids he probably has.
So yeah, he's got like 12 kids, and so actually one of the wives is the daughter of a really hardcore fundamentalist. You just gotta watch the show, dude. It's good.
The show came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, when HBO was good.
What?
You never heard of Big Love?
Bro, like if I watch something, it has to be at least 4K. There has to be at least an iPhone.
Why are you so picky? So you don't watch like Star Wars?
Star Wars is different. It's future.
What about Sopranos?
Hold on though. Okay,
I'm just saying, dude.
Different. Okay, that's different. That's a little classic there.
Big Love is a classic show. I'm telling you, watch it. You'll like it. Especially if you ever go to Utah.
I mean, Utah is a pretty state, I'll say. Like, I had fun driving around it.
It's beautiful, dude. Moab's dope.
Yeah.
Like,
it was the first time I ever got altitude sickness, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were that big of a kid.
It took me out. Like, when I first got there, it took me out the whole day.
What do you mean? I never get altitude sickness. That's a myth.
Yeah. It is not a myth, dude. Not in Utah, at least. Like, Colorado didn't hit, but like Utah it hit.
Isn't Colorado higher elevation?
I don't know. Didn't hit in Colorado, hit in Utah. Like, I was down for the count.
Don't believe it.
Where in Utah? Were you just in Salt Lake, you said?
Just Salt Lake, yeah. It was cool. I mean, like, even when you're driving on like the freeway, you just like you go up and then you go down and then you just see like the whole city in the valley. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Park City's dope. Dope.
Yeah, it is dope.
Park City's beautiful. It's beautiful down there. Provo's cool. That's where BYU is. The cities, I mean, really, here's the thing though. In Utah, it's like Salt Lake and then a couple little cities, and that's about it. Like, there's not a bunch of like.
Pretty much.
I like that though.
You've been there?
You liked it? You've been there?
No, I never been there, but I mean, I was going to
say, Traveler doesn't really describe you, I feel.
Utah's nice. I actually really like Utah. It's really cool. It's nice. Also, the streets are numbered in a certain way, so you always know the way they number their streets. It's based off of where the closest church is.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so you know if you're going like so. Yeah. So if it's like 100, 200, they like number them that way, and like the closer you get to 0, it means you're getting closer to the church. So you can like kind of like navigate that way.
Right.
I wonder if like at nighttime they all like gather at the church and do like some sinister things.
What, like sacrifice to Baphomet? He's thinking about it. Like this is where the Knights Templars went. Those were the golden tablets. That's where it came from. It was the Knights Templar.
No, I mean like what
like the Jews.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
They do a little bit of blood libel just as just for some fun.
It's like, hey, we have this quiet, nice town, but at nighttime we have to sacrifice a wife or something. Or you know what I mean? Like something crazy like that. You're just driving and you're like, I just got to get to this next church.
Midsummer over here.
And then you get there and then you're like, oh my God.
You see like people dancing around a campfire with someone in the middle.
They're
the most innocent virgin they can find.
What I'm picturing is like the Aztecs sacrificing somebody on the table, but at an altar in a church and everybody's in their pews. You know what I mean? And there's candles and it's just all dark.
I thought you were going to say pubes, but like that's cool too.
You know what I mean? Like something crazy like that.
I don't know.
Have you never met a Mormon? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Look, man, I'm sure you can find a Church of Latter-day Saints somewhere. And you know what? You can just go in there and ask them some questions.
But do you think if I was to get accepted into that church, do you think I can rise to the top and conquer?
No.
Yeah. Please become a Mormon. Just become a Mormon. Just do it. I think you would rule it. Just do it.
You think a Mormon. Thank you. I can.
Yeah. Absolutely. Become a Mormon.
He's lying to you. He just wants to see you join the church. But yeah.
I think I can make. How do you make it? Because don't you have to pay them, right, to be a Mormon?
I don't
give them like half your money or something, like half.
Yeah, I think they're pretty strict on tithing, but you're supposed to do that in every Christian religion.
To do what?
Tithing.
What is that?
It's where you give like 10% of your salary to the church.
You think I would rise quicker if I bumped it to 20?
Yeah.
You can bump it up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of capitalist at heart. Yeah, I don't see why not.
They're like, oh,
American-born religion. What else do you expect?
Big spender.
They're gonna be like, all right, brother Scott. Guess where we're going? We're going to Africa. Oh, we're in Africa. We're going to the Congo.
Yeah.
And Scott's like, why are you bringing me? They're like, you're the darkest one in the church.
Exactly. Can you imagine Scott in the middle of the Congo?
They're like, we're gonna need you to talk to these people.
There'd be people starving, and Scott would be like, man, did you watch the latest Rogan?
Yeah. Scott's gonna be like, are these the ones that click or do they speak English?
He's like, hold on, I think I know their language.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
But what if you gotta go hunting?
Yeah. You couldn't hunt.
Yeah, you're gonna make a stick spear and just try to attack the lion over there.
You think you could kill an animal?
If I have to.
What do you mean? Like what makes
if we were on like a deserted island and I knew it was a deserted island, and there was a hog running around, and I haven't eaten in like 20 some days.
20 some days. Okay.
That hog you could kill an animal. That hog might roll you if you haven't eaten in 27 days.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, you're weak as shit, dude.
It's me. It's me or the hog. It's me or
here's
the
my
hog.
Here's my question. Why did it take you 20 days to get the balls to go kill that hog?
I don't know. It took me like a day before I realized this hog needs to go.
One, I know I could go a long period of time without eating. I could go maybe a couple weeks without eating. So I know like if I get desperate enough, it takes me a long time to get desperate. But if I get desperate enough and I saw there was no way out and it was just me and the hog looking eye to eye, I'll stand
How would
10
you
toes
do it?
down.
Would you throw Wilson
take
at it?
out. No, Wilson's my best friend. Why would I?
My question is, what gave you the hope to last 20-something days? Like, why did you think, like, oh, they'll come find me? Like, bro, nobody's finding your ass, dude.
You don't know that.
The casino is sending like an entire search team, man. Like Navy ships, the entire Coast Guard, dude, finding their like star suit.
Exactly.
But isn't it plan for the worst, hope for the best?
Yeah, but at the same,
but no, you were just hoping. You're planning for the best, hoping for the best. At that,
no, I'm not.
You just said that. You literally just said.
I didn't say I was going to plan for the best and hope for the best.
You just did because you waited 20 fucking days.
He's right, dude. Like, if I was on a deserted island, I would have been like, I'm just going to sit here and meditate for 20 days before I actually try to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do because I'm not desperate.
Why?
Because then what happens? All right, what happens if you eat the pig, the hog or whatever, and then you're there even longer and you run out of food?
Because you killed a pig?
Yeah.
You won the entire.
What happens to people Oregon Trail, right? They killed all the buffalo and then they all starved to death.
Most of them died from dysentery. What are you talking about?
Who were the group of people that killed all the buffalo?
It wasn't just the Oregon Trail. Indians. It was just anyone out that it was mostly Americans. They hunted like the buffalo to extinction. What we have now is like
later.
Buffalo.
But what I'm saying is that was later. They weren't walking out there and surviving off a buffalo and accidentally running them to extinction. Yeah. We were already settled.
But here's the thing too. It's like if you're on a deserted island, right? You'll probably resort back down to your primal instincts.
Not you. You said you're meditating.
You're hoping for the best, man. I don't think you know how to survive.
You're hoping for the best.
If I meditate,
I think
if we land on that island, day one, I'm like, how am I getting food?
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be food.
I'm not like
shelter.
Day one should be making
water.
Water.
Food, shelter, water.
Day one should be shelter and water. Day two should be food. You can last a long time before you eat food.
But you're gonna need food.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna need it. But that's like a couple days.
That's not what you said, though. That's not what you said.
That's the 20 days.
You said I'm waiting 20 fucking days.
All right, I'm waiting 14 days.
But nobody said you're gonna eat meat.
Well, hold on though. If you did eat the plants there, I mean, they could be poisonous. That's why I wouldn't eat it.
That's why you gotta take a survival class.
Do you have survival class?
I don't know, maybe.
So if you got trapped in if us three got trapped in a deserted island, and you're gonna be like, look at that plant, that's poison ivy. Don't go near that.
Well, yeah, I know what poison ivy looks
like. I was gonna say,
like
you should know what like
that just tells me that you don't know what poison ivy looks like, dude.
No, I know. But okay, then you see like a berry that was poisonous, but it looks so good and delicious because you're so delirious and you're so hungry. Yeah. And you're gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna eat this berry.
I'll be honest.
You're gonna be like, no.
The first thing I do is forage, but like, you're on a desert island. There's fish out there.
Fish.
See, there's fish.
Not only that, a lot of those plants that are poisonous, like berries and stuff, you can cook a lot of that stuff out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good little survival tip.
Yeah. So, like, what are we talking about?
Scott's survivability.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google that.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is, dude,
I don't think
here's my other
month, man.
I don't think he would live for a week.
What are you talking about?
My favorite thing is we call them deserted islands. Like people were there and left. They're not deserted. They were just never inhabited.
Okay. Uninhabitable.
I'm not uninhabited. All right. It's like saying homeless, right? We say unhoused nowadays. Like use the right term.
Okay, PC cop. I didn't know that, Mike. My bad. My bad.
Dude, it's fine, man.
The unhoused.
Trump's in power. You don't have to.
Do they really say the unhoused
anymore? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
unhoused is
can go
the
back. I
PC
can say,
term. Yeah, you can say
yeah,
anything.
you're allowed to
I-
say gay, retarded now too.
Yeah.
That's the first. Whoa.
Yeah. Just
We
like
need to
me,
bring
I
that word
cry.
back.
That word is back. I mean, go on Twitter. Everyone's saying retarded now. Like literally,
Yeah, you
everyone's
can
favorite
say it,
word is
dude.
retarded.
Yeah, I think we're overcorrecting though. That's the problem.
We are overcorrecting.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
Elon's
want that.
new favorite account on Twitter is hashtag I find retards, and it's just a dude posting a picture
Yeah, I
of
find
somebody.
retard.
It's like the laziest fucking giving account I've ever seen.
But dude, it rose to fame pretty quick.
Of course, it's on the whim of Elon.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna find myself on an uninhabited island because I'm politically correct. I'm gonna forage for water.
Unhousable
I'm gonna build a shelter. Unhousable. Whoa. Oh.
Unhousable.
Anything's houseable if you put your mind to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna build shelter, and then I'm gonna start to grow a garden. I'm going to domesticate the hogs, and then I'm going to worship Set, and I'm going to enjoy
Set. We're gonna find you in like 2 months. There's gonna be like a massive wooden Set statue. Just
I'm gonna domesticate the hog.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna domesticate all the
And
animals.
you're just already deranged.
What are you talking about? Who said anything about
you're gonna be like
derangement?
that island off the coast of like New Zealand that just attacks people that come by.
No, I'm pretty sure we call that enlightened. What are you talking
Thank
about,
you.
dude?
Thank you, dude.
Enlightened is feral now.
Thank you, dude.
What?
And plus, if you're in that inhabitable island, you're probably there for a reason. To go within, to get close with the source.
Yeah,
and then
Set did that.
once you never
Bro.
it could be your 40 days and 40 nights.
Bro, only as Set says, only scars, silence, and the storm inside, baby.
Exactly. And then you would rise. You would burn and rise as the phoenix. As a new man, you would have an inner transformation. And then you would swim from that inhabitable island to the coast because you're brand new.
You would swim from the island to good luck with that. Yeah,
Swim?
for sure.
Dude, what are you talking about, dude?
For
I am
sure.
flying.
I was gonna say we're levitating.
After I Kamehameha my food that night, and I decide, all right, I'm flying off this bitch.
I feel like this is a Mr.
Like,
Beast challenge we're talking
At that
about.
point, I'm there by choice. You know, once I
agree.
I'm all in, dude. What else does that say? No ropes, no chance, no titles, baby.
This is very exciting.
You know,
I don't know. I feel
I'm
like I
all
would
in.
survive pretty long. It depends. I hope there's animals on the deserted island, unhoused island.
animals for sure, because I don't like fish, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I love fish. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but
You're
if that's all
from
you
Maryland.
had
How
to
do
eat,
hate
that's what you would
fish?
eat.
Look, I would
I
tear
don't like
into that
fish.
fish. I would
I don't
tear
like
into
fish
that
at all.
fish. Fucking, I love fish. What are you talking about?
You
I like
Fish is
just-
I
delicious.
like crabs. I love crabs.
First glasses. How are you gonna go in the water?
Glasses?
Jordan wears glasses. Yeah, you got that laser eyesight.
Yeah, bro. I've had glasses in 10 years, son.
I'll tell
10
you
years
what
this year,
I'll tell you what I do.
2015.
I would go in the water with my glasses and then just wipe them off after.
What if they floated off?
That's
Exactly. It's done.
That
It's
would
over.
suck. That
And then you're
that
on the
would honestly
deserted island
suck.
with no
But,
glasses.
no, it's not over. I'll just be squinting the whole time, going like, "Okay, I
No.
see that."
No,
And then I
no,
see like a
Did
blob
they
that's
float
probably
off
a
and Jordan?
person. And
Jordan would be sitting on the beach being like, I'm just going to die now. Like, that's what's going to happen, dude.
Twilight Zone episode.
it's like that Twilight Zone. It's like there was time now.
My glasses. Not my glasses. You know, there is a theory where they
It'll
say
be fine.
there is a theory where people say you can make your eyesight stronger by
Said who?
exercise.
Said who?
I don't know. I think his name was like Ben Johnson or something. Like you do some type of like
You just made that name up, dude. That's the most generic ass white name.
Ben Johnson.
Ben
You do, like-
Johnson.
Are you talking about Benny
That's what I
Johnson?
thought he was talking about, dude.
I don't know. They say you do it.
I know there was that thing about strengthening your eyes, right? There was a very interesting I don't want to call it an experiment, but they did it in like softball where they would put a mark on the ball and they would train them when they pitched the ball the batter had to see like it was like a number or something on the ball.
Yeah,
and they had to see it and say the right number. And they were able to train themselves to identify the number on a ball spinning and coming quickly at their faces. They were able to see the number, and they like strengthened the eye muscles. But I don't know if they strengthened their sight because like that kind of sight is like usually up to the lens. It's not the muscle.
yeah.
I'll try it.
That makes sense.
It'll probably work for me.
I've already tried it.
I'm a mind over matter guy, so I think I can fix my eyesight if I really tried.
Thank you. Hold on. Mind over. I'm a mind.
Wait.
over
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Mind over matter guy.
Neither of you are.
Hold on.
Very
I'm a mind
spiritually
over matter
connected.
guy.
No.
Very spiritually connected. I feel like if spiritually I can fix myself, and also if my mind, I can see it, it can be done.
Bro, you have probably the tiniest pineal gland in the world.
I don't even think he has one.
What makes you say that?
You're so unwoke. It's ridiculous.
Very unwoke.
So unwoke. What are you talking about, dude? I see the universe's mysteries before me, dude. I see things the naked eye cannot see.
And what's that?
Whatever Zahi Hawass tells him.
Yes. Zahi, Lerner, all of them. They're really connected to the esoteric of Egypt, and thus they communicated their knowledge to me.
You're getting downloads, huh?
Dude, he's getting downloads, dude.
I'm actually going to see Zahi in
Them
June.
downloads, huh?
You're gonna go see him where?
He's doing a lecture in the South Side.
Chicago, right?
Oh man.
Be careful.
Okay. Dude. Yeah. One, yeah, be careful. Two, don't overpay. How much does it cost?
General admission's about $100.
Oh,
$100 to see some washed up ass
Pretty
Egyptian
typical.
talk?
It's pretty typical, unfortunately.
But I guarantee you, he will get interrupted by somebody.
I guarantee it too. Some Grand Hancock delusional motherfucker.
I'm just saying.
Yo, you're looking at him. What are you talking about? He's right there.
You want to come, Scott? You want to go?
Got like $100
for like $150. You can meet the guy.
What? That's it?
Yeah,
oh, man.
Water erosion. Water erosion.
I don't know, bro. NEXT said he's not buying it.
He's not buying it, but
fuck NEXT.
It's okay.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it yet?
I watched it. I watched.
You watched both? You watched both?
I watched like 30 minutes.
No, that's a no. That was just a no. You could just said no.
But hold on. I got 70-80% of it done. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. Yeah, now he's that's what away you get. That's what you get. That's what I'm doing.
He's
like, dude, I gotta get a stand for this thing.
This is gonna take me a minute. Hold on, what's that?
Yeah. No.
I'm just saying, man, 150, you can join me. We could talk to Zahi. We could talk about how he's inspired us from childhood. I mean, he inspired me since I was 13, so I'll probably tell him that if I got that ticket.
This guy thought he the reason why he is there today is because of the foundation that propped him up, which was the sleeping prophet guy.
Oh God!
What's his name?
No. There's the fucking Atlantis library under the Sphinx Paw guy.
Yup.
No.
Edgar Casey.
Edgar Casey. That's him. Yeah.
But it was his foundation.
What foundation? What foundation did he create?
Edgar Casey?
Yes.
You didn't know about this?
I know about Edgar Casey, but like, what foundation are you talking about?
Edgar Casey's foundation is the one that put through Zahi Hawass through schooling and all that stuff.
I have to see if that's true.
Oh, you didn't know?
Wait.
That doesn't sound true at
all.
That's
100% real.
That sounds made up as shit.
100% real.
I gotta go back to my shitty camera now. God damn.
Zahi Hawass got all of his information from the Edgar Casey Foundation. And then later on, he took a deal with the devil and then went behind. He turned.
Jordan, can you
180.
confirm or deny this?
Devil? I'm Googling it, and there's like no one talking about them together.
No. Don't change the subject. Yeah, he did the deal with the devil. Find out Edgar Casey Foundation. Hold on, how do we spell foundation?
This already is making me nervous.
Zahi Hawass. How do you spell Zahi Hawass?
Z-A-I-J, and then Hawass will come in Google.
The whole reason why. No, it's okay. I'm going to just send you it.
So I see a Reddit post from 11 years ago on the Joe Rogan subreddit that said Zahi Hawass helped the Edgar Casey Foundation dig holes into the Sphinx in the 1970s to find the Hall of Records. That's it.
But it was Edgar Casey's foundation.
All this says is like, hey, Zahi's open-minded.
He was. And what did he found?
Nothing.
That's the real question. I don't know. He must have found something if he sold his soul. Did a 180.
What makes you think he sold his soul? Because he doesn't say what you want him to say?
Yeah. Because my pineal gland is huge.
It's huge.
And I get downloads.
You get downloads.
I don't got one of them tiny ass pineals.
Look, if is there a Hall of Records underneath the Sphinx paw? Probably not. Is the Hall of Records connected to Atlantis? Probably not.
Whoa. You can't say probably. That's such a cover term, dude.
Okay, it either is or it isn't. Did not exist. There is no Hall of Records connected to Atlantis underneath the Sphinx paw.
That's not true.
That is absolutely true.
Nope.
Yeah, you're gonna say why?
Here's the thing. Let me tell you what. I really liked when I was listening to NEXT. He said Atlantis might have been an era in human history and not a place. I actually really like that.
So Atlantis is a concept, not a place.
Yeah. Well, no, because back then
it was like a time. It was like a time in history.
So like right before the Bronze Age collapse.
No, this is what he's saying. He's saying because it was an era, because the same people that build the pyramids around the world, he's calling that like the Atlantis era. You get what I'm saying? And then they would say like the city, the like capital of the city was like the eye of the Sahara. That was the capital. But the overall with the
I never heard any of that. You just made that up.
I get downloads, bro. I'm telling you straight from
I thought we were making shit up. So you're saying the Hall of Records allegedly under the Sphinx paw is just a records of this Atlantic area or era?
I didn't say anything about the Sphinx. I was just saying I like the thought where the Atlantis was not a place, but it was an era in human history.
This man brought into Atlantis when all I said was, "Hey, Zahi Hawass."
Because the Hall of Records, because Edgar Casey's big prediction about the Sphinx was connected to Atlantis.
It doesn't matter what his predictions were.
This was his prediction.
I told you.
Madame Blavatsky said it too.
Well, hold on. Did I not say that his foundation put through Zahi Hawass through school and all that other stuff? And then you're bringing up Atlantis.
Well, I mean, I looked it up and I found nothing about that.
You literally changed the subject before everybody's eyes.
Because that was
but not my eyes.
I changed the subject because that was the only thing I could find about Zahi and the Edgar Casey Foundation. That was the only thing I could find.
Not my eyes.
I don't know why.
Don't worry about it.
Short thinks he's slick, man. I swear to God.
What did I even do?
He tried to change the subject.
Casey died before he's even born.
Casey Foundation or school or whatever. He didn't say Edgar Casey himself, did it?
I can't imagine the endowment actually anything.
Somebody that listens.
The only connection I found with Zahi and the Edgar Casey Foundation was that he dug holes underneath the Sphinx to try to find the Hall of Records. Sorry.
You got to go deeper.
I got to go deeper. That was
you got to get the question.
This.
All right, let me find it. I think. How do you spell his name? Zahi?
Oh my God, we went over this.
Something dumb though.
I don't know, but I'm going to see Zahi in June. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what the topic is for his lecture. I hope personally, I hope it's either the Red or the Bent Pyramid. There's a lot more to be discovered there.
I don't think so. I think it's over, dude.
It's not over.
I think it's over. I think Zahi. George, all right, tell me this. How pissed off would you be if his guest lecturer was Graham Hancock and they were developing a theory together? What would you do?
I would be
would
pissed,
you
but
be
I'd
the
be
guy?
disappointed.
Would you be like in Clayton Bigsby when they pull off his hat? And the guy's head explodes? Like, that's what I expect.
I don't think I'd be able to take the lecture seriously anymore, but that's like the peak.
Would you take Zahi seriously if he was like, me and Graham are working on this theory? I think he's right. What would you do?
Probably zone out.
Yeah. Just like
so Zahi immediately loses credit in your eyes.
I don't know why you guys
he's talking with Graham.
I don't think Zahi's infallible. I don't think he's the center most of all knowledge on Egypt. I just think he has a lot more credibility than these other guys, like Edgar Casey or West or Hancock.
I didn't say anything about. I just said his foundation.
No, I'm telling you my relationship with Zahi. I don't think he's infallible. I just think I'd rather listen to him than those guys.
Does he speak perfect English?
I mean, he says,
have you ever heard him talk?
He's like, have
you ever heard?
In the pyramid.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, bro, can you even understand what he's saying?
Speak perfect English to have credibility? I'd rather listen to a science fiction writer from New York West over Zahi.
I mean, Scott, how's your Arabic? Can you give a lecture in Arabic?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Can I give a lecture in Arabic?
Yeah, sure.
Bro, all you gotta do is I'll write down the.
That was a no. Okay, so like that's what I'm saying is
put it in Chat GPT, and then read it in Arabic.
You can read Arabic?
You can't? I got a book from Amazon.
I can't wait till he finds like he's gonna find something in Egypt, and he's just gonna run through Chat GPT and going like, "What does this mean, Chat GPT? Did I find the secret of the gods?"
Nah, dude, run it through Grok. It'll give you that left-leaning bullshit. You know?
Dude, I love when people will be like, wow, can you believe something like this happened? And immediately there's 3 comments. Grok, did this really happen?
What is Grok?
It's Elon's
Grok's
AI.
based as fuck, dude.
Oh.
Actually, I saw this one post. It was like, Grok's pretty left-leaning. And Elon says, we're working on it. Or something like that. It's so funny, dude.
What was the AI that was left-leaning? Wasn't that Google's?
They're all kind of left-leaning. But what does that say about left-leaning things? Does that say they tell the truth more?
No, I think it says that that's what they're trained on more.
The algorithms?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got it. They're all large language models, right? They're not actual AI. So they're all trained on something. And you would say if they're trained on media, most media is left-leaning. Therefore,
not anymore.
You know, these models will be left-leaning. What do you mean?
You're telling me CNN is
there was like a chart that came out with like right and leaning media, and the right leaning is far out.
That was podcasting. It was podcasting.
Oh, it was just
it wasn't media. It was just podcasting.
But did you say podcasting gets more views than like legacy media nowadays?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's what it's being trained on. And also, I saw that chart, and it also said Lex Friedman was left-leaning or right-leaning. And it said like all these other things were right-leaning, and they were not really like political.
Why is everything so political based?
Yeah,
because of right-wing media.
It's gay.
Right-wing media has politicized everything. Everything is politicized nowadays.
So is left-wing media. What are you talking about, dude?
Not nearly as much. Maybe as a counter. Yeah, they do it. Maybe as a counter. The right-wingers made gaming politicizing. They made 2016 really changed a lot of things, especially with the over-politicization of everything.
Whoa. What do you mean gaming?
Slow pump the brakes.
Don't you remember like Gaminggate? Did you remember like Gamergate?
No.
All right, so
which one's Gamer? What's Gamergate?
Gamergate was too many women and women in gaming bad.
Well, I mean, I just agree with that. That's just a fact.
Did you say it's a fact? Why?
I don't know.
Boy, Trista struck the nerve.
I'm just thinking why.
Just because I'm making it.
And you know, I think their impulse. Oh, hold on, I gotta watch what I say. Hold on. I think their impulses are a little slower, right? Or their hand coordination.
Damn, dude, you said they're genetically lesser than you. Is that what you're saying? Oh my god, dude.
Cut this out. No.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, them big hips prevent them from really playing games. Them childbearing hips.
I remember, what was it, like 2 years ago? They were trying to people were arguing why chess should be segregated because women just cannot play chess at the level of men.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, they were saying that they're not quick enough to make decisions or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, bitch, pick dinner first before you play chess. Jesus Christ.
But that's not real, is it? That's not real.
No, I don't think that's real.
People make those fucking arguments all the time, though.
Okay, isn't like the top 5 chess players in the world? I think one of them is a girl, right?
I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. All I know is Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, that's everybody. Yeah, that's who I know too, right? Like everybody just knows that guy because he's young.
Magnus, yeah, sounds like a chess player.
All right, not top 5, but let's go top 10
of chess players.
Top 10.
I'm not